What we think is so important about Hackney FC is that an individual clinician, an occupational therapist, had a fantastic idea and one in which has had a huge impact and a huge difference in the way in which mental health patients and service users are treated in that part of London. And the important thing there is that the managers in the service had the courage to listen to what that individual was saying, realise it was a good idea, required some funding and needed high-level support.
You know, you have a car accident and the car's a write-off. So when I got my mental illness, I thought my life has ended as I knew it, until I met Janet Hines and she had this football group and I joined it.
The Positive Mental Attitude League started in 2005 with 6 teams, and now it's forming into 3 divisions of about 17, 18 teams. You've got people who've been in the community for a while, you've got people who come from forensic services, you've got people who come from acute wards, they support each other. There's a few of the players that go out and help the ones who've just been discharged from hospital into the hostels, and they'll go and play chess, they'll help them go shopping. You know, we're part of a little family in a way.
We discuss if people's got any problems, and we actually see, like, when I'm working with the players and that, I know what it's like to have mental illness, so I can see when someone's not really too right, so we can get in there and nip it in the bud before it develops into a bigger issue.
It isn't that their symptoms disappear, but they just are downplayed. I've heard them talking about, yes, I hear my voices, but it's much more important for me to get on with my football. So, yeah, forget the voices. And I just think that's a formidable achievement to have people who are still struggling with these very unpleasant symptoms able to get those symptoms into perspective and to see themselves as footballers, and they've got something to live for.
They've got groups on in the hospital, but those groups are inside the hospital and they're like the same boring old classes, like groups, therapy groups, and don't get nothing done. You're just still the same.
They're always used to doing 6 weeks here, there and everywhere, and then no one, then they go away and they don't come back again. So I didn't want that. I wanted something sustainable, something that will be there forever, and it's always going to be theirs, and help them integrate back in the community in their way and become part of the community, because they should be.
All our consultation with service users indicates that service users feel disenfranchised and disengaged from services when they're as inpatients of the Mental Health Trust. Playing as part of a football team which is user-led enables them to establish some control over their lives. It's
run by the players. They pick the badge, they pick the shirts, they have committee meetings. It's their club. It literally does save people's lives. And it's just, that's the joy I get. It's just amazing. Mental health services can't stand still. They need to move forward. They need to take account of innovative ways of delivering services. As a PCT, we in particular want to move services out of hospitals and into the communities. One of the ideas I've put forward to my PCT this year is that we should establish a fund which is aimed at social inclusion projects, which should be about addressing innovative programmes and schemes. We need to go nationwide with the same set-up leagues, exactly the same we've got in London. From there, we'd get a Great Britain team. Well, I think a national league would be a fantastic thing. It's such a simple idea, essentially, that has such a major impact on the lives of so many people.
This should be going on, certainly, in every mental health trust, in every locality. Increasingly seeing our people as footballers rather than people with a mental health problem, and that is Jeanette's great contribution. And that's inspiring.
It's a beautiful idea, not great, it's really the best thing I think I've had for years.
Champions! Hackney FC! Hackney FC!
Managers in Partnership supports innovation and partnership working in healthcare. Where something works well, we want to tell people about it so the public everywhere